Hi, I'm Randy Swallow. Welcome to New Neighborhood. We're here with District C Commissioner Larry Brown. Welcome to the neighborhood. For the next half hour, we'll talk District C and county-wide issues with the man who represents the area, Commissioner Larry Brown. Commissioner, good morning.
Thanks, Randy. Good to be here.
All right, a beautiful day in Mount Charleston.
Absolutely.
Here at Campley Canyon. We'll talk here just about this place in a second. We're here at Campley Canyon in Mount Charleston in District C. District C is located primarily in the northwest Clark County. This district is bounded by Charleston to the south and extends north along Rancho Drive and then US 95. District C continues into the rural portion of Clark County and includes Cold Creek, Corn Creek, Indian Springs, and Mount Charleston. Much of this program will involve discussing the issues in this area, and we recently had a chance to talk to a number of Mount Charleston stakeholders.
Well, Campley Canyon is a pre-World War II camp built by the WPA, the Works Progress Administration, in 1938. And it's a camp that has been run by the U.S. Forest Service till the 50s, and then Clark County took over operations in the late 50s and has operated it continuously to this day. We're high up in the mountains. We're at 8,500 feet in elevation. And what that does is creates a completely different atmosphere than the city or the desert down below. Campley Canyon, as well as Lee Canyon, is completely off the grid. There's no power in Lee Canyon, as most people I don't think know. And I think it's just it's a big step away from the amenities of Las Vegas.
Who uses this place? Who comes up here?
Oh, Camp Lee is used by dozens of groups. Last year we did over 110 groups. The school district rents it out for overnight camps, for science camps, with church groups that use the camp continuously. Clark County uses it itself for its own summer camp programs where the kids stay in the cabins.
Spike, we're a beautiful day up here in Spring Mountains, of course, and people have discovered this place and continue to discover it and use it more and more. What challenges does that cause for you and your folks?
Oh, there's quite a few challenges, particularly this time of year during the weekends when there's snow on the ground. Congestion up here can get almost out of control, and I think in times it does get out of control. Traffic can just block the highway. It can create problems for plowing snow. Access in and out of the canyon can really get to be a pretty difficult thing to manage.
I think with traffic, there's several solutions that we've been looking at. We're in the middle of a 5-year plan now. We're 3 years into that. Really, the biggest key here is parking lots. There's nothing out here but gridlock. People are sliding all over the place. They're not prepared, and they're trying to park in spaces like you can see we have today, all icy and snowy, and they can't get in, can't get out. If we have parking lots up here, which was part of one of the bills that was sponsored last year, and to create parking lots a little bit lower and actually bus the people around, we have a much safer alternative. It reduces litter, reduces injuries, reduces the amount of things people can come up here and get hurt with. An example would be we'll have people slide on outhouse doors, laundry baskets, cardboard, you name it. We've seen kitchen sinks they'll try to slide down the hill on.
Commissioner, as we've just heard, Mount Charleston, Campley Canyon, all the facilities up here are run by a multitude of agencies at all different levels. Talk a little bit about the cooperation and what challenges you have as a commissioner dealing with all these different agencies.
Absolutely, Randy. And we heard from Sergeant Fricker and Greg and the Forest Service. It's interesting because those that come up to Mount Charleston, be it in the summer to hike, camp, winter to go up to the ski resort, do some tobogganing, do some hiking, they see the beauty of Mount Charleston. They enjoy that. But behind the scenes, it's so unique because you have the federal government, you have the state government, and certainly you have the local government all partnering to make sure the experience on Mount Charleston is outstanding. And it's so many stakeholders up here. You know, Forest Service certainly critically important to managing the lands. Metro, in conjunction with the Highway Patrol, have to be concerned always about the infrastructure, about the roadways, the safety, search and rescue, fire, all that, emergency response. And then certainly Greg has this little jewel up here on the mountain, Campley Canyon, which I think he mentioned it last year alone we had 110 groups come up here, and just enjoy the beauty and the scenery of Mount Charleston. So there's so many people that work behind the scenes to make that experience a great one. And not to forget also our town board up in Mount Charleston. Citizens that actually are full-time residents up here, developing policies, raising issues to the county commission level. So all these people, the eyes and the ears on a day-to-day basis, they all come together. There's great communication, great cooperation up here, and at the end of the day, we get to enjoy one of the beauties of Southern Nevada.
And I guess then from the county level, obviously this is a parks and recreation facility. Public Works does clearing some of the roads, but not the state roads and things like that. So from what other challenges does it put on us from county services and from you representing the area?
There is, during the wintertime, obviously, we are responsible for some county roads, and our Public Works Department is up here as frequently as need be, and that's certainly a challenge. In the spring, summer, and fall, fires are extremely dangerous situation up here, and likewise we have to always be in cooperation working with Metro, identifying homeowners, emergency response, notification plans. We work very closely, Chris Munhall in our office is the liaison for Mount Charleston, very closely with the town board, because as I mentioned already, it's those residents that are up here full-time. You know, they love the mountain, it's theirs, there's great ownership there, and they're the ones that will identify even the smallest things, be it problems with the water system or problems with a portion of the road, some crime statistics. So all that, they serve as kind of the first notice of things that are happening, and but for the fact that they're so active, I mean, would have more challenges than we do now. They've been a great way to get out in front of some of the issues and some of the challenges at Mount Charleston. And the biggest thing it's not a secret anymore. Mount Charleston is tens of thousands of people that enjoy this recreational beauty. Again, just to come up here and picnic with the family, come up in toboggan across the meadows right here. So it's a good thing, and it's very fortunate that when you have that many agencies at the federal, state, and local level along with the residents, cooperation and communication is the key, and that's why we've had so much success up here.
I know another facility up here is the Spring Mountain Youth Camp. I know during the last legislative session there was some talk of eliminating funding, which would have been a travesty. Obviously that didn't happen. Talk a little bit about the camp, what purpose it serves, and what it does for the young men that are there.
Yeah, well, it is for those that have made some mistakes and made some bad decisions, and especially at that high school level, they are sent to Spring Mountain Youth Camp. And I think the history of the camp itself has demonstrated that the reform to going in and teaching the difference between good behavior and bad behavior, good decisions, bad decisions, they put them in an environment of learning where they can continue their education, but also, you know, things like discipline. And we've been very fortunate because the people involved with there committed, very committed. In fact, we recognize their football team this year for the first time ever set all sorts of records as far as playoffs. So it's a dynamic that instead of sending away in incarceration, we're trying to get them at a point where they can still make changes in their life and still start looking at the positive decisions that need to be made. And we're thankful that the state didn't shut it down, because it would put a tremendous burden back onto the judicial system and the jails down in Southern Nevada we don't need. This has been one of those progressive programs that we can take a kid and, acknowledging that they made a bad decision, turn them in the right direction and get them out and be a productive member of society.